Squishy Monster, and today I've set a challenge for myself to whip up a dinner for 4 under $10, and I'll show you exactly how I pulled this off. I'm going to be very straightforward with this to be able to shave off a little bit, so I'm just going to do oil, salt, and pepper and roast in the oven. It's going to get a nice crispy skin. It's going to be moist and tender inside. It's very straightforward, but you're more than welcome to use fresh herbs to jazz it up from your garden, which is always economical. And to accompany that, I have some kale, and I'm going to make a sauteed warm kale salad of sorts. Got this entire bundle for 64 cents, and I find that most bulk greens are around 99 cents a pound or so. And if you ask your grocer, they may even work with you to discount older bits. I always go for the big bag of brown bananas. They're like $1 or $2, and you get all these bananas. You can freeze them, and I make smoothies all week. They're fantastic. And bacon and nuts would be yummy in this, but you know, just to shave off a little bit, I'm just being, again, very straightforward with some garlic, salt, and pepper, and some oil. And I love garlic, fresh garlic especially, because I'm such a firm advocate of it. It imparts so much flavor. It's nice and, you know, smoky and savory, and I just love the taste of garlic. And when you're looking for garlic, just make sure you get a firm, intact head like this. This cost me maybe 20 or 30 cents, so great buy. And I'm using canola oil instead of olive oil because it's more affordable and it still has heart-healthy benefits. That's what I'm going to use for the salad and for the chicken. But you could also use veggie, which is even more cheaper, and leftover bacon fat, which I always save after cooking off bacon. And so finally, I have this, which is my alternate choice for Nutella, which I found was like $3 or $4 in my grocery store, with my 50-cent coupon, which doubled automatically, and it was on sale for $2. I got this for $1. So I saved a lot of money on getting this instead of the Nutella that everybody's so fond of, which I love, but you know, $3 or $4 versus $1, this can't be beat. So this, paired with this, I'm going to make an easy, ridiculously easy cookie that I cannot wait to show you. So we're going to have dinner and dessert. This egg cost me about 20 cents or so. So with flour, which is the other ingredient with the cookies, and flour, excluding flour and oil, this entire meal cost me $7.49, and it's going to be less than $2 a person. Can't beat that. I want to work on my cookies first because I want to roll them into dough balls and then pop them into the refrigerator. So in my big bowl here, I want to crack in my egg, my 20-cent egg, and sometimes you can get them for even cheaper than that. So crack in your room temperature egg, and then you want to kind of break it up. And then to that, I want to scoop in my peanut butter chocolate spread that I got for $1. Can't beat that. It's going to be a nice kind of blend between chocolate and peanut butter, so best of both worlds. It ended up working out for me anyways. Scrape that in there. And you can also tip in a little bit of liquor or vanilla extract, but totally not necessary, especially for simplicity's sake. Can't speak. You want to blend that together with your spread and your egg. Then you want to slowly begin sprinkling in your flour that you weighed out and sprinkled over with salt. The salt is totally optional, again, for simplicity's sake. I'm going to start slowly folding in my flour. I cannot for the life of me find my ice cream scoop. No worries, spoon works just fine. So you want to take a spoonful of your dough, and it's going to be kind of clumpy. So you want to take your hands and roll it into a ball like this, which will also help it bake really beautifully. So roll into a ball and place it on your greased cookie sheet. And then you want to pop them into the refrigerator. And so you want them to set, so while we're doing dinner, it'll be perfect. By the time dinner is ready, you can pop them into the oven. Cookies will be ready for you in a flash, and you'll have dinner with dessert. I've popped the cookies into the refrigerator to set, and I have my oven preheating, and I have my chicken at room temperature. And I'm going to make it very straightforward, like I mentioned earlier, with salt and pepper. And we're going to roast in the oven. And actually, the canola oil will actually help develop a darker, deeper crust, a golden crust, because extra virgin olive oil just won't work here. And then I've also pre-portioned out some salt and pepper. I've cracked some pepper and some kosher salt into a little tiny little dish so I don't contaminate the rest of my salt and pepper. So, like I said, I have my chicken at room temperature, and then I want to kind of drizzle over with my canola oil. And we're going to do this step on both sides. And then I want to sprinkle my salt and pepper over each chicken. Just like that. And then you want to go in there with your hands and you want to massage all your pieces together. And you want to go underneath the skin, making sure you don't tear, especially if you have nails. Just go in there very gently and tuck in your fingers and make sure all that seasoning goes inside the skin as well. And you're lubricating every surface area of the chicken so it browns evenly. I thinly sliced some garlic to infuse flavor into my kale salad, and I wanted to show you how I prepared it. So you can take a knife or your fingers, your best tools I think, and you take your emerald leaves like this, and there's a thick rib running down the middle, and you just kind of want to tear at it. And like I said, you can use a knife, but I actually kind of enjoy working with the kale. It's one of my favorite greens to work with too. So then you get that tumble and mass of green curly leaves, and that's what you're going to eat. In a pan slicked with oil, I want to throw in my sliced garlic, just so it'll infuse and bloom in that oil, but you want to keep your eye on it because there's nothing worse than burned garlic. It gets really very bitter. So you want to keep your eye on it, keep it moving, just like that. You don't want garlic chips, so you just want to let it kind of mellow out into the oil, and then you want to toss in your kale. And I've rinsed and I showed you how to prepare them. And then just kind of drop the leaves in there, and I'm going to save half of it to show you a raw kale salad. That's not as economical, but it's one of my favorite ways to eat kale. So tumble in your kale leaves and liberally season salt and pepper. You just want to softly wilt down the leaves just like that, so you kind of see what you're still eating. It hasn't kind of shriveled down into a green mass. And it's really just nicely, delicately crisp. And so this would be really nice if you infuse some red pepper flakes in it as well, or shaved some fresh nutmeg. Nutmeg pairs really nicely, the warmth of it, with some dark greens like this. But again, to make it very straightforward, we're going to just keep it like this. And it's pretty much ready to go. This raw kale salad isn't particularly cost effective, but it is my absolute favorite way of eating kale besides my kale and blueberry smoothie. So I'll provide that link below because it's seriously something I have every day when it gets warm out. So to a big bowl like this, I'm going to splash in some soy. Love that deep, dark, intense smokiness of it. Splash in some sesame oil. Love the nuttiness of sesame oil. A splash of really bright and lively rice wine vinegar, and it's infused with garlic, but you can use whatever kind you'd like, or regular vinegar if you don't have it. And then some black pepper. And a scoopful of brown sugar. And I want to whisk the whole thing together. And then I'm going to top with either sesame seeds or toasted macadamia nuts. After you've whisked your dressing together, you want to tumble in your kale leaves, and I just chop them up into bite-sized pieces, and you want to dress them. And this is one of those salads that the longer it sits, the better it is. And then I want to sprinkle over after I've mixed it. Let's give it a mix a little bit. After all your leaves are coated like this, you can sprinkle over with some toasted sesame seeds, or I have some toasted crushed macadamia nuts for some crunch and extra flavor. And look at that. It's going to be really nice, and I love to eat this at room temperature. Cold is fine, but I love this. This is one of my favorite salads, so I hope you guys give it a try, even though it isn't part of the regular menu. I love roasting chicken because a lot of it's inactive time that gives you the freedom to do whatever else you need to do. And if roasting chicken, a whole chicken, is your thing, I will provide that recipe link below. It's infused with lots of lemon and herbs, but I'm going to go in for this, and I'm going to see how it tastes. Need a knife and a fork for this. Look at that crispy skin. It is just glistening. It's my favorite part, by the way. Don't judge, but I would totally be all over a bucket of chicken skin. I know. Awful. But whatever. Mmm. You get that buttery, crispy skin that I was talking about. Moist and succulent, tender meat. Because it's just been sputtering its own juices, which, by the way, do not throw out because it makes for perfect gravies. Freshness of the kale, the juiciness of the meat, perfect. And don't forget, we have a plate of cookies, 3 ingredients. Let's see how it tastes. tender with a beautiful marriage of chocolate and peanut butter. Can't go wrong. I hope I inspired you guys to whip up dinner for not a lot of money. This is 4 people, less than $2 a pop. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I also want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is the Squishy Monster, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!